I'm Theron Ramacharaka. I'm not sure what good this video is on my channel, but I do have something to point out. I know how to make it relevant to the channel. Here's something that I don't think self-mastery involves. And if you think it does, then maybe by the end of the video we'll have cleared this up. You'll either be more convinced of your point of view or you'll give it up. This is just a matter of relations among men and women and men and men. I don't know about women and women. I really don't have that point of view to offer myself. So, all right. This has to do with North American, United Statesian social interactions. Maybe more nations are involved with this, but I don't know. So you may have noticed that humans, at least Americans, are becoming quite hostile toward one another. If not overtly, then covertly, tacitly. Like we're as a nation, the members of our society are enemies of each other inside our society. Like, I noticed that a lot of Americans are afraid, for one thing. They're afraid of each other. I noticed that a lot of women walk around like they're scared. They're always afraid of being attacked, or I don't know. They're it certainly does not attract me as a male to see a young woman by the time she's out of high school walking around with her shoulders hunched forward, looking around like, "Are you gonna hurt me? Oh, here comes a man. Should I be afraid? Should I call security? Do I need to call the police?" Oh my God, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's so bad that I have to watch the tone of my voice around people, especially women. A lot of females, especially the younger ones, and then the really old ones. They're scared to death of just about everything. And the males around any kind of social interaction that comes out like this, or just gets off on this foot, you know. If a male is there, and then there's this scared-looking female, "Oh, don't hurt me!" Well, any guys who are standing around develop this threatening look, like, "If you hurt her, why, it's going to be your ass!" You know, just this projected mental atmosphere, and the look in the eyes. Like it's a showdown on Main Street happening. Just over anything, like, do you have the time? Were you going there? Excuse me. You go first. Here, let me get out of your way. Whatever, you know. It's like this showdown going on among males standing around, and the women like, "I might need protected here." Jesus, this is disgusting. It just makes me think, oh yeah, humanity's ascending, all right. All right, so I have a new neighbor next door. I live in a mobile home park, one that my father built when I was He started to build it when I was a month old. So I grew up helping to build this very place where I live, this little community where I live. Who knows? My concrete porch out here, I don't remember, but I might have made that. I don't know, but I know that I live on a hill in this mobile home park. And when I was about 13 years old, I was out here in the winter and the dark at night in the winter on my dad's old bulldozer he had bought, finally, was able to buy, to help move some earth around when this mobile home park, the second one he built, the first one he did all by hand. It took him 13 years. Then he bought this land here, and and he was able to use some power, heavy equipment. Like he bought himself a backhoe and a little old dump truck, an International Harvester dump truck, and an old used bulldozer, diesel bulldozer. And I would help, he let me drive it a little bit. Just he and I. Freezing cold. I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting. Right here, rearranging the earth on this little hill right here where I sit. And right next door to me, there's a mobile home that my brother, who now owns all this, just finished remodeling. It had been abandoned, and it was in terrible shape, and it took him a year to do it. And a new person moved into it just several days ago. Now, this is a young woman, who has 2 little kids. And I kind of happen to be, have made acquaintance in the past with this young lady because she was a former neighbor of mine elsewhere, it turns out. Now, her mother is the person who purchased this from my brother, this mobile home next door to mine, right next door neighbor. I saw a week ago, before the move-in actually happened, but after the mobile home had been finished, the renovation, the remodeling job had been finished. So I saw the mother, who I thought was going to be the person moving in. I saw her standing outside, talking to 2 other women. One day, as I arrived home, I got out of my vehicle. I walked over. I looked at this young lady who is living in there now, her mother, who I thought was going to be the person moving in. I said hi. She looked at me like she was frightened to death. Like, uh-oh, what's up now? What's this guy want? What? So I said, oh, I'm just stopping over to say hi. I live right here next door. Are you moving in here? She said, no, my daughter is. And she immediately looked away and just dismissed me. Just put me on total ignore. No, my daughter is. And then that was it. End of conversation. That was it. Well, at that point, then, yeah, a little urge inside me was to just smack her. Smack her. Just walk up and smack her. But I didn't. I mean, that kind of a reaction to a friendly hello. I want to introduce myself to you. We might be neighbors now. And get that kind of a cold shoulder, that kind of a dismissal. If a woman has any reason to be afraid of a male approaching, well, after giving a guy the brush off and the cold shoulder like that, yeah, there's a good reason to feel that way. Good grief. This is some real backwards stuff, man. I mean, imagine how I felt. I was being friendly, courteous, traditional. I know that when this woman was younger, I could tell by her age that when she was younger, what I was doing was a custom. Not something to be afraid of. This was not, in her life experience, given her obvious age, this was not something out of the blue, something suspicious. This wasn't the first time she'd ever seen this kind of a thing. Okay. Then I saw who really moved in, and the daughter, fortunately, at least with me, is not like that. Okay, but now today, I was driving home again, and I was pulling into my parking spot, and I saw that this mother had just walked in the front door, and some guy was standing outside the vehicle that the mother had also arrived in. It's a kind of like a large size, ultra clean, expensive vehicle. Obviously a four-wheel drive vehicle. Kind of like a false ego boosting type vehicle. Big knobby tires, big thick treads on them, brand new, all sparkly. Something really not needed in this town we live in. Something that would make a guy feel like his dick is really bigger than what it is. All right? This guy's standing outside here. Maybe 15 years younger than I am. Has a little very well trimmed mustache and goatee, short hair. This kind of like a look in his eye that was threatening. Like he was trying to look threatening as he watched me pull into my spot. He wouldn't take his eyes off me. I nodded at him and smiled a little bit. Didn't get any response from him. A body language response. Nothing. But then he didn't stop looking at me. Like he has to monitor my behavior now. Because I dared to give him a nod. Now he has to protect the surroundings. Maybe. He's got yet to figure this out. So I got out, I look at him, and I try to break this ice that I'm feeling from him. I smiled again. I said, "How are you doing?" He did not change his expression at all. He just kept his cold stare at me and said, after a hesitation, like he's calculating this whole thing very carefully, "All right." Like he's giving me the token, all right, a response, Maybe to see how I'm going to now react. What is all this shit? I'll bet you if I were female, he would have reacted very differently. Because I've watched this stuff with people. It's getting worse. One guy approaches another guy, tries to say hello and be friendly, and the other one acts like this is a confrontation. And you got to get this settled right now. We got to let it, I got to let you know, you're going to walk up to me and say, "Hi, how are you?" I'm going to kick your ass if you get out of line. Me be friendly back to you? Forget it, pal. You're male. But if it's a female, "Oh, hi, how are you? Any way I can protect you today? Any way maybe I can get a blowjob?" Jeez. Any guys trying to bother you? Anybody I can, whose ass I can kick on your behalf today? Huh? Yeah. Can I help you? Can I get your phone number? Oh, I'll I'll bet that tastes good. I can see that smell from here. Oh, over there's a guy. Yeah, okay, honey. All right, good. Yeah, I'll call you. Yeah. All right. Jeez, what is this? Now, these are the kind of women who cause trouble. The one I pointed out, the little scared things, as well as the ones who just give somebody the cold shoulder, or these guys who act like any other interaction with a male is some kind of like an invitation to war. These people are troublemakers. And if you think that any of this kind of behavior has anything to do with self-mastery or personal evolvement, you're wrong. This is troublemaking, and it is troubling. Oh, these three kinds of things, the scaredy cat little wimpy females, the females who act like they're just scared to death, one way or the other, by giving the cold shoulder or by looking like they're going to fall apart. And then, guys who act like this around other guys. Those are three good ways to make me not want to deal with people and give up on humanity for a few minutes. I just want to go inside somewhere. If I don't just smack somebody, then I just want to go inside and say, I give up on people. What is this? These three reactions are delusional. Look, I'm not living here in a hostile environment. This is not a war zone. This is not a ghetto. This isn't the hood. This is a quiet mobile home park that I helped to build. That's been in my family since I was. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. Crazy. My God. Wow. Maybe I overreact. Maybe I take things too personally. Maybe I don't. Maybe, anybody else who just doesn't even think about that, or doesn't let it, bother them at all, or doesn't even notice, is just a little too used to it. Maybe just a little bit too acceptant of that as being just the normal thing. The normal thing. Well, it's becoming the common thing. My God, but I'll tell you, if it comes to evolving humanity, or any kind of personal involvement going on, that's just not right, because this is just downright almost reptilian brain activity going on. And not much else. Yeah. It is not conducive to human cooperation. It is not. It's not. It's either over here on the wimpy side of humanity, or over here on the bully side of humanity, but it certainly isn't anything balanced between the two. Belligerence. Passive aggression. Now, guys who act like this and women who act like this, you got to be careful around them, too. Because if you do anything that they will perceive as stepping out of line, from their point of view right then, they will get you in trouble. It won't be them who gets in trouble. They will turn this around on you really fast. The old bait and switch. Let's say I had walked up to that guy and said, why are you looking at me like that? Oh, that would be even more of a challenge to him. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then he'd be wanting to know what I want to make out of it, what do I want to do about it. Does he need to kick down, throw down, call the cops, what? It wouldn't turn out well. I don't know how to disarm a situation like that very well. I have to just walk away. I'm not even prepared for something like that most of the time. I mean, when it comes to psychic defense, just let it bounce right off me. It's already coming in my senses and going down my spine to my solar plexus by the time I even realize it happened. I have to try to shake it off rather than like I don't have the chance to just reflect it back and not get hit by it. I don't know it happened until I'm already hit. You know? Jeez. This is hostility in its various forms. 3 of its different forms, man. It's hostility. Woo! 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 Pointless, reasonless. Man. I mean, if you want to, like talk about reason, rational, no, it's not. It's not grounded in anything really happening at the moment. Nothing. Not rationally. My word. So, here's how it's relevant to the channel. It has nothing to do with constructive evolvement of one's individual sphere or realm or humanity as a whole. Nothing. It's not going in that direction. No. It's not any kind of healthy looking out for one's own good or one's own interests or anybody else's. That's it. Jeez. Woo!